beautiful, beautiful, yeah. Welcome to the realm. Beautiful, 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 yeah. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Shaking up the world one mind at a time while loving on it with one soul and a rhyme. Cause I got it my way and every day is a Friday. So we can't get fired in this piece. Why? Because we own these streets. See? Beautiful, 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 yeah, yeah. Shaking up the world one mind at a time and loving on it one soul and a rhyme. Cause I got it my way and every day is just like a Friday, baby. So we can't get fired in this piece. Welcome to the realm. Because we own these. Now let's get it. What's good, Rob? Welcome back for another page of the Founder's Journal. What's good, Rob? I was sitting watching Baby Boy. I haven't seen that shit in a good minute. Something had been pulling me back toward it for a while. So today, I finally put it on. And I'm glad I did. Because I got to this one scene and immediately went, there it is. There's a point in the movie where Jody is riding through the neighborhood after some shit done got sideways with Yvette. And while he's moving through the neighborhood, these younger cats start following him. Youngbloods. That's what I like to call them. And I stopped paying attention to where Jody was going for a second, because I started looking at who was watching him. Whether Jody realized it or not, he's modeling something. And although this particular scene shows young boys watching the older male figure, the discovery I'm making is bigger than men. I'm talking about masculines. Masculine men, masculine women, non-binary masculine people. Anybody navigating life through masculine energy and trying to understand what the hell that means for them. Because masculinity doesn't develop in a vacuum. We, aka WE, watch, imitate, inherit, adapt, reject, and become. And when you're young, sometimes you don't even realize you're studying somebody. You're just watching how the older masculines around you move, how they handle relationships, conflict, disrespect, strength, and how they define strength, reputation, love, vulnerability, and power. How they respond when somebody hurts them. And eventually, Youngblood sees enough of that behavior and thinks, oh, so this is how I'm supposed to move. And there goes the inheritance. Who taught the big homie? That's where my mind went next, because blaming Jody doesn't actually solve anything. Who taught him? And who taught that person? And who modeled it for them? Maybe it was an older brother, a mother, a father, a cousin, a neighborhood figure, a partner, a coach, a friend, music, movies, social media, the streets, hell, the culture itself. Because masculine scripts don't only get handed down from men to boys. Everybody participates in culture. And everybody can reinforce ideas about what masculinity is supposedly allowed to look like. Your big homie learned something from somebody. They modeled it for you. You learned it. Then some young blood started watching you. Suddenly, we are generations deep into behaviors nobody stopped long enough to interrogate. That's the part that fucks with me, M.E. Because eventually, somebody has to ask, why the fuck are we still doing this? Not who's the villain, not which gender started it, not who's worse. I'm asking, where did the behavior come from? What keeps rewarding it? What keeps modeling it? And why are we still handing it down? Because something being inherited doesn't automatically make it worth preserving. Then Yvette said something that hit me. There's another exchange where Yvette eventually and essentially asked Jody to finally be straight with her. And Jody's explanation is that he lies because he cares about her feelings, while he's more truthful with women he doesn't care about. And bruh, the fuck? That's ass backwards to me. I ain't talking about nobody else. I'm talking about me. The person you supposedly love gets the lie because you want to protect their feelings, while somebody you don't care about gets the truth because their feelings don't matter. That made me think about something much bigger than the movie. What the hell have we taught ourselves about honesty? Because somewhere along the way, lying can masquerade as protection. Avoidance can masquerade as love. Control can masquerade as care. Possession can masquerade as commitment. And dishonesty gets justified because I didn't want to hurt you. But you know what can hurt worse than an uncomfortable truth? Finding out the reality you were participating in wasn't real. I would rather have the fucking truth. That's something I've known about myself for a very long time. Tell M.E, give me the truth, even when it hurts, even when I don't like it, even when the answer means we aren't compatible, even when the truth changes the relationship. Give me reality. Then let me decide what to do with reality. Because when you lie to somebody for their protection, sometimes what you're actually taking away is their ability to make an informed decision about their own life. That's bigger than, did you technically tell the truth? That's agency. If information materially affects the relationship we are building together, I want reality. My feelings can recover. But I can't responsibly steward a reality somebody keeps intentionally hiding from me. And this is where I have to include myself. Because this ain't founder M.E standing on some mountain pointing at everybody else. Nah, G. I've participated in unhealthy shit too. I've been petty. I've been titty for tatty. I've operated from, you hurt me, bet. Now I'm gonna make you regret that shit. I've made decisions because I believed that was how you survived relationships. Get them before they get you. Don't look stupid. Don't be the one who gets played. Don't let somebody think you got one over on them or they got one over on you. And a lot of that has been reversed on me as well. And that is another masculine script worth examining. Because masculinity can get taught as perpetual defense. Never getting caught slipping. Never look weak. Never let somebody embarrass you. Never let somebody disrespect you. Never be a fool. Never let somebody hurt you without hurting them back. And eventually, masculinity becomes less about who you are and more about constantly protecting yourself from what somebody else might do. That mentality is seductive because it feels like strength. Sometimes it even feels like survival. But eventually I had to ask, how much of my life do I want to spend preparing to punish people? Bruh, that shit is exhausting. I'm good, G. I don't want revenge. Somebody initially fucks me over today. I don't need to destroy them. I don't need to teach them a lesson. I don't need to make them regret meeting me. I don't need 12-step revenge strategies. I need information. Okay, that's how you move? Now M.E. gets to decide what access that behavior qualifies you for. That's it. Because life vetting changed the question. I don't need to prove you're an evil person. I don't need a jury. I don't need everybody else to agree with me. The behavior is evidence, and access follows evidence. But here's where shit gets complicated. Because enough betrayal can teach you another dangerous lesson. Everybody is eventually going to betray me. And that's where I've had to check myself. Because I've accumulated evidence from my life. Real evidence. Romantic relationships, friendships, people lying, people cheating, people stealing, people doing grimy shit because they assumed somebody else would eventually do grimy shit to them. And when enough experience stack up, your brain starts wanting to turn evidence about specific people into a universal law about human beings. That's understandable. But it isn't necessarily accurate. And if I'm not careful, I become part of the exact cycle I'm criticizing. Someone new walks through the door, and now they're standing trial for shit somebody else did. Nah, that's not fair either. The next person doesn't owe me somebody else's debt. Put that motherfucker on the screen, you know what I mean? Because that goes in every direction. Someone hurt you, someone betrayed you, someone lied, someone cheated, someone abandoned you, someone made you feel stupid for trusting them. That experience deserves acknowledgement. Learn from it. Vet differently because of it. Strengthen your standards. Pay closer attention. But don't automatically hand the invoice to the next person. They didn't create that debt. Let them produce their own evidence, good or bad. That's what I'm trying to practice now. Not blind trust. Not blind suspicion. Evidence-based trust. The blue moon problem. And this is where I caught another belief hiding inside M.E. For years, I've sometimes felt like, bruh, where are the people who move like me? People who value honesty. People who would rather leave than betray you. People who can tell an uncomfortable truth. People who don't need deception to maintain connection. Sometimes I felt like a damn blue moon waiting for another blue moon. But there's danger hiding inside that story too. Because if I convince myself I'm some impossible phenomenon, then I've already decided compatible people barely exist. And now solitude isn't simply preference anymore. It can quietly become protection. That's worth examining. My standards don't need to disappear. Hell no. But I also don't need to turn disappointment into mythology that says nobody out there moves right. I don't know everybody. I know who I've encountered. That's evidence. But evidence has boundaries too. This is bigger than dating. And that's what Baby Boy brought me back to. This isn't men versus women. This isn't masculine versus feminine. This isn't good people versus bad people. This isn't women choose the wrong people. This isn't men are trash. This isn't any of that shit. Those narratives are too damn small. I'm interested in systems of learned behavior. A person gets hurt. They develop protection. That protection hurts somebody else. That person develops protection. Then that protection gets taught to somebody younger as wisdom. Now we got generations of people passing trauma responses around like family recipes. Ooh. And eventually, two groups are standing across from each other saying, "See? I told you they couldn't be trusted." Everybody's evidence keeps confirming everybody else's fear because everybody keeps interacting through defenses created by previous injuries. Now we got gender wars, race wars, religious wars, class wars, culture wars, everybody protecting themselves from everybody, and somehow everybody still feels unsafe. That's worth studying. Youngblood is watching. Which brings me right back to that bike. Those younger people following Jody because adults love telling Youngblood, "Don't make the mistakes I made." But Youngblood ain't only listening to your speech, G. Youngblood is watching your life. You tell them violence isn't the answer, but every disagreement becomes aggression. You tell them to respect their partners, but they watch you lie to yours. You tell them money isn't everything, but every decision worships status. You tell them strength doesn't require cruelty, but you humiliate anybody who shows vulnerability. You tell them to communicate, but they've never seen you apologize. You tell them, "Don't become like me," while demonstrating exactly how you became you. Bruh. The lesson ain't what you said. The lesson is what you modeled. Youngblood, you ain't gotta be that. And that is why this matters to me. I'm not here to tell anybody how to be a man. I'm not here to tell anybody how to be a masculine. I'm not here to define masculinity for anybody. I'm simply documenting my findings from my own journey as a masculine. The lessons I've learned, the shit I had to unlearn, the behaviors I've inherited, and ones I've participated in, and the ones I've decided don't get to travel any further with me. So maybe that evidence can help somebody else on their own journey of becoming. Masculinity is bigger than one gender. And there was always more than one way of becoming. So if you're a masculine person looking around at the models you've been given and thinking, "This shit don't fit me," Youngblood. You ain't gotta be that. You don't have to inherit every behavior somebody handed you. You don't have to repeat every relationship model you witnessed. You don't have to become hard because somebody taught you softness was dangerous. You don't have to deceive because somebody taught you honesty makes you vulnerable. You don't have to dominate somebody to prove strength. You don't have to collect people to prove desirability. You don't have to perform toughness to prove masculinity. And you don't have to hurt somebody first because you're terrified they'll eventually hurt you. You can examine the inheritance. Keep what serves you. Understand what protected the people before you. Heal what hurts you. Discard what harms you and create another way. Founder's Principle. Every inheritance doesn't deserve to be an heirloom. Some things were handed down because they were beautiful. Preserve them. Some things were handed down because they helped somebody survive. Understand them. Some things were handed down because people genuinely didn't know another way. Have compassion for them. But some things keep getting handed down because nobody ever stopped long enough to say, this shit ends with me. Those are the ones we have to be brave enough to put down. Founder's Reflection. Maybe that's why movies like Baby Boy hit me differently now. As a kid, I watched the characters. As an adult, I'm watching the systems around the characters. Who taught whom? What behavior gets rewarded? What gets mistaken for love? What gets mistaken for strength? What gets mistaken for masculinity? What gets passed down? Who is watching? And most importantly, who decides not to pass it forward? I can't fix an entire community. I can't fix masculinity. I can't fix relationships. I can't fix the damn world. And I'm not trying to. But I can decide what gets transmitted through me. Maybe that's where culture change starts. Not with everyone agreeing on one definition of masculinity. Not with replacing one restrictive script with another restrictive script. But with enough masculines examining what they inherited and deciding for themselves, this serves me, this doesn't. This helped the people before me survive, but I don't need it where I'm going. This one deserves to continue. And this one. Nah, Youngblood, we ain't handing you that. That's enough for this tangent today, y'all. Because apparently I can't even watch a damn movie without turning that motherfucker into a field research. Oh, shit. Welcome to the Founder's Journal. Until the next tangent, keep thinking, keep questioning, keep examining what we keep passing forward. Leave the evidence, protect the blueprint. And as always, all love, tribe. Cause I got it my way, and every day is just like a Friday, baby. So we can't get fired in this piece. Welcome to the room. Because we own these. Now let's get it.